I want to give a quick rundown on what's going on today. It's been a rough day at work. It's noisy here in my house. I got just a couple little things done. I'm hoping maybe when the kids go to bed, I'll do a little bit more work here if it quiets down. But I probably have to go to bed early. We'll see. So let's see. Where we're at right now, the neck got wrapped up. I took it up today in the attic. Right, they keep a whole bunch of extra sandpaper up there. And I radiused off the bottom edge here just a smidgen. It is such a small amount you can't even see on the camera. Basically a piece of 220 grit, and I probably passed a piece of 220 grit across, I don't know, 10 times, dozen times, back and forth a little bit. 220 on maple, you're barely touching it. But I want to make sure that this corner is a little bit relieved. And at the same time, this neck pocket was surprisingly nice. I took the point of a knife and ran it right down in the crease in the bottom. You use a chisel, knife, utility knife, whatever. But I want a hard 90-degree bend in the neck pocket and a slightly softer bend there so that I know it's going to bear up against when I fit it all up the right way. And I'll show a couple little things I've learned in the last couple of years to help out with all that. The nut for the guitar, I have this nice little pack here. They came cheap and it came multiple, but this is unbleached bone. It is really hard and it's got almost more of an ivory look than white, so it's going to have a really, it doesn't look brand new. It's totally raw though. Like I have to shape this down to fit in the Strat nut slot. I'm not sure if I have the patience for that. It looks like a lot of time with the belt sander. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'll make it work one way or another. Just hoping it's going to be this. And I have 5 more if I mess one up. I'll talk about getting the nut to fit, string spacing, and stuff like that. What else has happened with the neck to the body? The neck's pretty well situated. Going to deal with the nut, string trees. Also in the body, I started shielding a little bit. So what was just a plain route now has conductive copper tape in there. I want to talk about that. It's not quite done. I have to get into the control cavity yet. So all I do is like a craft project. You take your copper tape. I think I got this on Amazon from somebody. It's copper tape with conductive adhesive. So all you do is stick the tape to the tape and it completes the circuit. It's continuity. If you get the copper tape that does not have conductive adhesive, you have to like solder the copper pieces to each other or run extra wire. It's a headache. So the conductive adhesive is what you want to look for if you're doing this. And that's just a craft project. You cut pieces like where they fit. This is going to fit down in the Strat control cavity, down in there where the last tone knob is and stuff like that. The nice thing is with the Strat route, you basically cut this in half lengthwise, and it's just about the right depth to run in all the pickup cavities and stuff. And when I did my other guitar, I got really obsessive. I tried to make it perfect. I really don't think the shielding has to be perfect. You just want to cover most of the stuff up. If there's little gaps here and there, I don't think it matters. The science behind it is you could actually use like a mesh and have a mesh of a certain size that is grounded, and that's enough to shield your cavity. So I'm not going to stress about getting it shielded. I'm just going to get it pretty well covered. Got to finish the control cavity, and then if it's all done, I'll get back on and I'll post up a couple of finishing touches I put onto something like that. If you want to get crazy, you can also shield the output cavity. I'm not going to do that. The bottom of the pick guard is shielded in aluminum, so no stresses there. That goes a long way towards keeping things quiet. Single coil pickups, you're going to pick up some buzzing, there's going to be some noise, but one mark of a high quality guitar that people will like to play is it relatively quiet. And if your guitar is picking up all kinds of crazy stuff, it's going to be annoying to play. It's not going to seem like a nice guitar. A little bit of shielding, I believe, goes a long way. Lastly tonight, before I take off for now, I had mentioned, I think, that the body neck holes were not drilled properly, in my opinion. One of these is big enough that the screw can pass in. A little bit of friction, but it passes in. I can push the screw in. That's about what I want. I want it to have friction, but it passes in. So that as the screw threads into the neck, it's going to stop against the plate and clamp the neck in as it tightens. But I can't even push the screw in past about halfway here. I can't even start it here. Right? And these are already annoying. I mentioned before that these holes are relieved a little bit. I'm going to do my best not to care about that. But those holes, they're countersunk for no reason. This is dumb. But I found the right drill bit. I think it was 5/32. A 5/32 bit will just pass through that one, and it gets stuck. It won't pass in these. So I'm going to ream out the other holes with the 5/32. The pickups arrived in the mail today, so my buddy has the Tex-Mex pickups. I still got to place the order on a couple things. I'm looking at probably about 1 week, week and a half, and I'm wrapping this up. As long as I get my other order placed, trem block, string trees, stuff like that. But anyway, I'm going to finish up. I'm going to ream out those holes, little shielding, some stuff like that. And I'm going to go down and play with my kids a little bit and relax for the evening. And we'll see if any other work gets done tonight. I don't know. See you in a bit.